Welcome to day 11 of the 12 Days of Command. We're almost at the end. Today we'll be taking a look at the few final sections that we have not looked at yet, which are tasks, referrals, and reports. Let's take a look. Starting off with tasks, you can see we do have a widget here on the home screen, but we're going to start off in the tasks applet on the left-hand side toolbar. So there's two different types of tasks you'll see in Command: contact tasks and opportunity tasks. Now these tasks are going to come from a few different places. Your contact tasks will come from either smart plans or if you manually add them here, and your opportunity tasks will come from your opportunity checklists in the pipeline that we looked at a couple of days ago. So I'm going to dive in and show you how to create a manual task, and up at the top right of the screen you'll see this Create New Task button. First thing we have to do is add our contact, so we'll click Associate Contacts and search for the person that this task is related to. And you can add multiple contacts to a task. It's just going to duplicate that task and create one for each contact. Next, you can specify that it's a call task by checking this box, and you can see the task name fills in automatically to call that contact's name. If I don't check off call task, I have to put a task name in here. So maybe I want to add them to my collab center and send them updates on properties. Next is the description, which is somewhere you can add more details just to remind yourself why you're doing this task or specific things you need to do. Any information you want to add, you can put there. Next we have priority level, which is just how urgent is this task. You can set it to high, medium, low, or none. And then you have to set a due date for the task, so when do you want to complete this by? You can choose the date up on the calendar and then use these fields here to put in a specific time. The last field is a hyperlink, so you can add a link if you want to. And then once everything's filled in, we'll click Create Task. Now as you start creating tasks, or they're created for you, they're going to show up in here, and you can use these buttons here at the top to filter if they're past due, due today, due tomorrow, etc. You can also click the task name to open it up, and you'll get some more information primarily about the contact and then the task specifically, such as contact information and notes. To the far right, if you click on the three dots next to that task, you can edit it, reschedule it, add notes, or archive the task. And then we can also click this little check mark to complete that task. Another spot that you can create this task is directly from the contact records. Let's head into our contacts and open up one of them so I can show you how that works. So I'll click on the name of the contact I want to look at, and then we're going to head up to the Tasks tab on the right-hand side. You'll see the task that we already created here, and of course we can also create a task right here at the top. This is all the same process that we just went through, just another spot to do it. And it's nice and convenient because likely you're going to have that contact open if you're contacting them, and so it's easy to come in and create tasks based on the conversation that you have. So those are the two spots where you can create contact tasks, and the other way that they'll be added into your tasks is if a smart plan is set up and creating those tasks for you. So I also mentioned opportunity tasks, so let's head over to our opportunities section and take a look at how those are created. So to find the opportunity, just open up the pipeline on whichever phase that it's in, and then locate the little card for that opportunity. You'll then open your checklists and find the checklist item that you want there to be a task for, and you're simply going to add a due date for it. That is the only way to get these to show up in your tasks, otherwise they'll just remain in the checklists here, and you'll only see them if you come into your checklist. So this is really helpful for any of those checklist items that are more time sensitive and you want to make sure get done. They're going to be a little bit more in your face because they'll show up anywhere that you're viewing your tasks. So we're back on our home page now, and you can see the two contact tasks that we created, and then we just have to go up to the little drop down at the top right corner and change it to opportunity tasks to see that type. You will notice there is a third type of task there called onboarding tasks, and if you're new to Keller Williams, you will have some things in there which just help you get accustomed to Command and get everything set up properly. Now when you're actually completing tasks, all you have to do is click the checkbox, and that will prompt you to complete the task. If you go to complete a call task, it's also going to automatically prompt you to log the call, whether there was no answer, you left a voicemail, or that you talked to them. And then you can add a description to that interaction, and that's going to track it on the contact record and in your reports, which we're going to look at next. So to get to reports, we click on the little graph icon on the left-hand side, which will bring you into your reports dashboard. You'll have an overview of your database, so how many contacts versus leads. And then you have your database health score, which is tracking how much information you've actually entered for your contacts. And obviously the more info that you're putting in, the better your health score is going to be. So it's going to use things like phone number, email, address, anniversary, birthday, etc. Then you have your database activity score, which is tracking the activities that you're logging. For example, we just marked that we had called our contact, and so it'll keep track of that as an activity. Up here on the right, it will keep track of your lead sources as well. So if you're filling in the lead source on your contacts and leads, it will show you how many of your contacts are coming from each of those sources. And then at the top, it will show you the last time it was all updated. Now up at the very top, you'll see some different tabs. So we're going to go through each of these, starting with reports. And there's 3 different types of reports you'll see here. First is opportunities, so that's just showing you a breakdown of your listing and buyer opportunities, but you can also look at the database report and the goals report. Next, we're going to look at the goals, which is where you can set and track your progress towards your goals for the year. So to set your 2023 goals, you're going to come over to the right-hand side and change this drop down to 2023. And then click Goal Settings, which will bring you into the wizard where you can set your goals. Now if I switch this back to 2022, it's going to show me down here on these graphs all of the progress towards the different goals that I've set. So we won't have time to go through that whole process, but I will put a link in the email with the recent training I did on how to set your goals. Then we have the lead routing tab, which is specifically for teams, so we'll come back to that. And then we have emails, which is just showing you all of the metrics for any emails you've sent from campaigns or smart plans. And then if you're using Twilio, this text and calls tab will track your Twilio usage. So I'm going to switch over to my team account. And if you are a Rainmaker, you'll notice an extra tab here called Activity, where you can track the activities that your team members have logged, any dates for appointments, etc. And then on the lead routing tab is where you can see all of the metrics for the leads that you've routed to your team, how many were claimed and how long that took, how many ended up turning into a deal, and more. So that's all for reports, and now we're going to dive into our final applet, which is referrals. Now in this applet, you have access to a huge referral network of other KW agents anywhere in the world, and you can use it to send and receive referrals, track and manage those referrals, and grow your own network. So before we dive in, I want to show you where to edit your referrals profile. So when you click on your name here at the top and go to Profile, not to be confused with your marketing profile, this is your Connect profile, which is going to show up on referrals. So you want to click Edit Profile, and in here, just make sure everything is filled out. You can add multiple service areas wherever you do work. And at the bottom, just make sure to filter your preferences based on your production that you want to show to other agents. And you'll see how that works in a moment. So once you fill that out, click Command here at the top to get back into Command, and then we're going to dive into referrals. So on the dashboard here, you're going to see an overview of any pending invites you have. So if anyone has invited you to join their referral network, it's going to show up here, and then you can choose to ignore or accept any of those invites. Back on the dashboard, you will also see your pending referrals, so any that have been sent or received but not yet accepted, and then number of sent and received. So to search for other agents, you're going to click on the Map tab, and then you can zoom in right on the map or use the search bar at the top to search for a specific area. So I'll zoom in here on Ottawa. I want to zoom in as much as we can. And then as this loads up, you'll start to see some green dots and pins on the map, which is just showing you all the places where a deal has been done with a KW agent in that area. So if you zoom in, you can click on those dots and it will tell you which agent it was. And then on the right, you can see it's also highlighting that agent's name in the list. Up by the search bar, you can also choose to filter the map by productions, that's individual agent production. You can also look at market centers, which will show you any market center locations on the map. And then you can also choose to see your own network and referral patterns. Over on the right, if you click on any of the names, it's going to expand that profile and give you their contact information and show you how many units they've closed in the area, their volume, average deal size, etc. And so when we were looking at your profile, when you had the option to turn these things on and off, you're just choosing which of those details you want to appear on your own profile if someone else is looking to send a referral to you. So that wraps up all of the applets in Command. Tomorrow's video, we're going to be looking at the Command mobile app. So that takes the applets like contacts, smart plans, opportunities, and tasks and puts them in the palm of your hand so you can access them on the go. See you then.